Welcome to the ASTC Podcast, where we spotlight the people and ideas shaping the future of trial consulting. I'm your host, Colin Piazza, Visibility Chair for the American Society of Trial Consultants, and today we're honored to have ASTC President Faye Honig to discuss the upcoming 44th annual conference in New Orleans and all things ASTC. Amazing, it's already this year's conference, isn't it?
I know, it already feels like last year's was yesterday, but getting there. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it goes so fast. And I know we've been on the planning committee and a lot of people are involved with that. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, right? Leading up to an event like this. A lot of
moving pieces. Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, we're excited. It's coming together really good. So tell me about this year's theme, Elevate Your Practice and Enhance the Justice System. What inspired this theme? What do people have to look forward to at this year's conference?
Yeah, we figured the theme was pretty timely. A lot of our members have been doing a lot of work, working with the judiciary, working with judges, just figuring out kind of best practices. And, at a time where our profession is so in the media and so relevant, the sessions this year, they really emphasize the importance of continued professional development and the role of trial consultants in just bettering and upholding the legal system.
Yeah, it's important to have that kind of framework. And like you said, I feel like more and more cases are having trial consultants spotlighted in the media, and there's more interest having a consultant come on and talk about what's going on. Have you seen a change in the last few years? I mean, I'm newer to this industry and you've been around a minute. Is it more in the news and media than it ever has been in the past?
It definitely has been. Even last year with the Trump trial, it seemed like, every ASTC member was posting that they had been on media. And now with the Diddy trial, I'm actually going to CNN tonight.
Nice. That's
I'm
awesome.
prepping for that. But yeah, I think the really cool thing is that the field in general has really been elevated and there's been this increased awareness of it. And I think, most of the clients that I speak to, they say that, they'll never go to trial without doing a focus group or a test of it of some sort. So there's definitely been an increased presence.
What's going on? Can you give us broad strokes for non-trial consultants on what you're doing during a focus group or a mock as part of that prep?
Yeah, absolutely. So I call it kind of the behind the scenes of a trial. So essentially a law firm will hire us to test their case, right? So they'll either have been with this case for a while or there's a lot of nuance and they're not quite sure what a potential jury pool will think about it. So we'll test the case. We'll go to where the case is. So, if it's an Eastern District of Texas, which happens quite frequently, we'll go to Longview, Texas, and we'll gather a potential pool of mock jurors that mimic the veneer, and we'll have them listen to a presentation. And some folks do it more modularly. Some will do, live witness test, witness prep. Some will do more like a clopening style, we call it. And then we'll have the jurors actually deliberate. So the really interesting thing about the legal system and great thing is that deliberations are totally secret and private. The bad thing is that they're totally secret and private. So we really don't know what jurors are thinking. So getting ahead of that and being able to test the case is really why we have a job.
And so for those kind of mocks, do you typically have a few panels or a couple panels to make sure you're kind of getting a through line on your analytics?
Yeah, absolutely. So, some people will do 2 panels if they want to do more of just general focus grouping. We do up to 100 jurors sometimes. So you're really trying to replicate trends and see what things are consistent between different deliberation groups. So it's not just like a one-off thing. You can say, well, 4 different groups all felt the same way about this witness or all, interpreted the evidence in this way. So it's more, consistent, it's more reliable, and it's more valid. That makes it much easier to rely on the trends you're seeing.
Interesting. Yeah, it's great to have the data to make informed selection strategy.
We're a bunch of data nerds, so love data.
Exactly. That's awesome. Okay, so back to the conference. Going to kick off with Command the Courtroom, led by Chris Dominic. What does that mean? Tell me about that session. What else do we have to look for at the conference?
Yeah, so I'm super excited about this. We've been trying to have a CLE every year. And this year, the New Orleans Bar Association has actually paired up with us and they're able to host it. So it's a block away. It's perfect location.
Nice.
And Chris Dominic, who's past ASTC president, he's a great consultant. He's with IMS right now. He's teaching all about speaker credibility and what techniques the modern jury requires. So this will be available for ASTC members to attend, and also local lawyers will be attending. It helps, establish fundamentals for attorneys, as well as more advanced techniques for storytelling and, what will resonate with jurors. Besides the CLE, we have a ton of really, really awesome panels, as always. So like every year, we're kicking it off with Trial Consulting 101, which if you're interested in the field or want to hear some really fun war stories, highly recommend attending. It's basically a crash course on what trial consulting is. We have a session that I'm really excited about called Teaming with the Judiciary, and it's talking about designing best practices for exploring bias and jury selection. We also have one about, which I'm really excited about, navigating the new media of high-profile trials. And that stems from the phenomenal Trisha Renaud, who was the trial consultant on the year-long YSL trial, who, stepped away seeing this rise in, stand journalism, these just different types of media that's out there, and how as trial consultants need to approach that. And then we also have a session on AI, kind of tools and responsibilities of trial consultants in using it. And then we're finishing off with a workshop on graphics. So your client hands you a napkin with a design on it. How do you elevate it and, make it something actually usable for court? And then finally, I know you're going to ask, there's a ton of networking opportunities. There's a speed meet, which I love. It's kind of like the, professional version of speed dating. We have a very exclusive LinkedIn lunch where people who are looking for work can get connected with those hiring. We have tons of happy hours. We have a fun banquet. We have a 3-piece brass band. We have a photo booth. It's gonna be very fun.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yes.
Yeah, something for everyone too.
Exactly.
I mean, like you said, you start off that conference, cover the broad strokes. So that way, if you're new to the profession, you can kind of get that overview before you dig into the weeds on the different elements of the practice. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of casual meetups, in between sessions. And it's pretty laid back group of people inviting. I think it's going to be a lot of fun and all this good stuff surrounding the conference. All right, let's talk about the venue real quick. It's going to be at the Hotel Fontenot in New Orleans. What can attendees expect from this venue?
Yeah, so one of the biggest hits last year was the venue. It was at the Yours Truly Hotel in DC. It was super boutique, super funky. So we kind of look to continue that vibe. The Hotel Fontenot, it's very cool. It's a great location. It's just a couple blocks away from the French Quarter. It's right by the River Walk. So it's really, really ideal venue. We're looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, and if you look on the map there, I mean, everything is in that little corridor there. There's so much going on.
But it's far enough away from the French Quarter that it'll be nice and quiet. I think it'll be calm. It'll be good.
It's a good blend. And if people don't want to stay there, there's some other options available as far as hotels, right?
There's tons of hotels nearby. If you have, if you're a Marriott person, a Hilton person, we have all of the places for you. We have a list on our website of local hotels. We have a great room block at the Fontenot, but as long as you can be there, we're happy.
That's awesome. So we have a great city here, a lot of culture and history outside of the conference itself going on during the day. What are some other attractions that people can check out while they're in town?
Yeah, so obviously New Orleans is known for the culture, the food, the vibes. So there's a ton of great options. We have a couple of post-conference events. So Sonia Chopra is organizing a haunted ghost tour, which will be really fun.
Nice.
Laura DeCaro is organizing a trip to the Whitney Plantation, which is supposed to be really, really interesting. World War II Museum is right there. There's the Jazz Museum there. There's the aquarium. We're kind of at the perfect little intersection of everything, like you said. Ton of great food. Obviously, beignets is a Café du Monde. So we have some beignets on the menu as well. So we also made Thursday night of every conference, we have what we call dine-arounds. And we make reservations at a bunch of different local restaurants. And you can kind of sign up and go and make some new friends. So we'll have some options for that as well.
Yeah, what I liked about that last year is, you have the sign-ups, but it doesn't have to be the little cliques of friends totally. Or associates. It's real kind of mix of everyone. Don't feel like if you're new to the group, you'll find someone to go with and talk to.
Exactly.
And it's pretty fun. People new to the group, what can they gain by joining ASTC? There's a lot of good benefits for new members, right?
Yeah. So honestly, my favorite thing about ASTC is just the community and the collegiality. We intentionally pair you up with people when you get to the conference. If you're a new member, it's your first time conference, we have what Paul Valdez and I created called the buddy system, and where we, pair you up with a longtime ASTC member as a new member. So you always have someone you can go to at the conference, because it's always, really intimidating. But for ASTC in general, we offer a ton of benefits. So we have the listserv, which is a place where members can, share practice, get advice, kind of share articles. We have, of course, the annual conference. There's tons of webinars. There's regional meetups. We have what we call First Friday Connection, which is the first Friday of every month. We have a just open Zoom meeting, essentially, and it's just people can chit chat and network. There's resources, there's past webinars you can access. It's just, everyone's always willing to talk to you and give advice. And it's a really great kind of mentorship opportunities.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. And the first Friday, I mean, you get a lot of people out to that. I look at it's virtual, but like a lot of people show up, a lot of participation.
45 minutes. I mean, Fridays, you're kind of winding down your week. If you had a weird jury selection, you want to talk about it, you can hop on and discuss it. So they're always fun.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. And I think the most common question I always get is like, how do I get into jury consulting, trial consulting, right? And this is what I always say. Well, why don't you join ASTC?
Yep.
And then that's how you can really dig into what you have going on with the profession. Any insights or final thoughts as we probably get back to the last steps of planning for this conference? Anything you want to leave with the group?
Yeah, looking forward to seeing everyone. I will say we have a record number of attendees and a huge record number of sponsors and exhibitors. So I just want to say thank you to all of our sponsors, to you, Colin, for your visibility work. It's been awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be, muggy and kind of gross temperature wise, but there's AC. It'll be great. It'll be really fun. I'm really looking forward to the conference.
That's fun. Yeah, that's awesome. And it's all about the sponsors. I mean, like they're the backbone of everything we do. So, I mean, big thanks to everyone involved there. And being in Florida, I always say the humidity is like a warm hug. So it'll be all right.
Fair enough.
Makes you feel good.
Too. It can get bad.
All right. Appreciate it. We'll see you there. And there's still tickets available. If you want to sign up, go to astcweb.org and RSVP, get tickets, join if you're not a member yet. Lots of seat options there, and hope to see you. Thanks, Faye. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.